They thought they could scare me out, but when I found what was hidden at the bottom of that lake, I realized the danger was never leaving. It was already here. When I first stepped onto the dock of my uncle's old cabin, I thought I'd found my escape. Cedar Pines was quiet, beautiful, the kind of place you'd imagine growing old in. But by the end of my first week, I realized this wasn't a neighborhood. It was a kingdom, and its queen was about to declare war. She arrived before I'd even unpacked. Vivian Lockridge, HOA president, perfect hair, perfect posture, and a smile sharp enough to cut glass. In her hand, a clipboard, already stacked with violations I hadn't earned. My neighbor, Sam Whitlow, stopped by that evening, said I wasn't the first newcomer Vivian had tried to push out, but his voice dropped low when he added, "She's hiding something, has been for years." I thought he meant money. I was wrong. 3 days later, my boat was half sunk. Someone had loosened the drain plug. I spotted Vivian's enforcers on the dock across the cove, watching me struggle. They didn't bother hiding their smirks. Sam told me she kept her most private things in the sunroom, locked desk drawer, only open when she thought no one was watching. But from my uncle's attic window, I had a perfect line of sight, and I saw her slip a small metal key into a hidden panel. The forecast said mild showers. The sky said otherwise. Dark clouds rolled over the lake like a living wall, and every instinct I'd kept from my military days told me something was about to break. Right before the first drops hit, I saw them. 3 HOA pontoons anchored across the mouth of my cove. No fishing rods, no coolers, just men, watching. When the first bolt of lightning hit the ridge, I didn't think about Vivian's threats. I thought about survival, and about how quickly a blockade turns into a trap when the storm comes for you. I don't care who you are. You don't let people drown. I launched my uncle's old aluminum boat, fought waves that slammed like fists, and hauled 3 terrified men out of the storm. Their eyes said it all. They knew they weren't supposed to be here. But on the way back, something caught on my anchor. When I pulled it up, it wasn't a branch. It was a chest, heavy, waterlogged. And when I opened it, I saw the first proof that Vivian's war against me was about more than land. Inside my cabin, the storm raged outside, but the real thunder was in the room. Jill rolled the footage. Evelyn on camera spraying weed killer on my lawn at midnight, loosening mailbox bolts, draining my bait tires. Then came the financial records. HOA funds funneled into shell companies owned by her and her husband. The air was thick with betrayal, and even her own enforcers began to see they were just pawns. That's when Arthur Flynn, the HOA treasurer, spoke up. Soft voice, shaking hands, but a bombshell confession. She keeps a second ledger, he said. Red thumb drive, sunroom desk, I know the password. Evelyn's glare could have stripped paint, but Arthur didn't flinch. Kane's problem? Without a warrant, that drive was off limits. That's when Jill overlaid my grandfather's 1961 survey map with modern satellite images. There it was, 30 feet of mismapped property. My land ran right under Evelyn's prized rose garden and her sunroom. Kane asked me one question. "Mr. Garrison, do you grant me permission to enter your property?" I smiled. Be my guest. At dawn, we crossed the wet grass, past her roses, and into the sunroom. A hidden desk panel popped free, revealing the red thumb drive. Into a Faraday pouch it went before Evelyn could even breathe on it. Down at my dock, deputies cuffed as goons, while Kane's men took Evelyn by the arm. The pink polo, once her badge of power, now clung to her in the morning chill. She didn't have a clipboard anymore, just the look of someone who knew the game was over. Weeks later, the court dissolved the HOA. Evelyn and her husband pled guilty, their mansion sold to repay every stolen dollar. The roses? Donated to the new community garden, built with the funds she once tried to steal. My dock is quiet again, the cabin safe, and that granite marker out on the grass reminds me that some battles are worth every ounce of fight.